Hi, Mark here from the Tangibound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangibound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangibound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangiboundNetwork.com and see if Tangibound Network is right for you.
Hello, and welcome to the Moving the Needle podcast, where we ask, what moves you? Excellent or bogus? Did anyone do the right thing? Do you mess with the Zohan? With me tonight to discuss Do the Right Thing, Rocky versus Creed, childhood, guilty pleasures, a test of time, you don't mess with the Zohan, once upon a time in Hollywood. With me tonight is Stephanie.
Hello.
Roy. Hello. And Henno. Yo, we want to thank you for listening on iTunes. We're also available on Spotify, just about everywhere you can find podcasts. We are, so come on now,
Google
let
Play.
us know. Email us at mtnpodcast@gmail.com or on facebook.com/mtnpod. Twitter and tweet us at mtnpod. There's so many ways to find us.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. The boys will let you know when there's a spurler. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty
Hey enthusiasts, this is Salty Language. Fuck it, it's staying in. This is episode 487.
My face just exploded. Oh, I gotta record the video.
Oh shit. Oh, this is Salty Language episode 487. The sneeziest podcast on the network.
Yeah, man, I don't know what the hell happened there. Wow.
Oh, goodness.
It snuck up on me.
Yeah, I guess.
Jesus. Woo. Hi, Brian.
Howdy.
I feel better now.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah. Like nothing like some ice cold Heine to wash that away.
Yeah.
Well, it's like people still buy my stepdad Heineken and bring it over sometimes.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, okay, thanks." And then I'll get a call from my mom. "Hey, next time we see you, I got some beer for you." It's like I don't mind Heineken, but at the
Right.
same time, it's not my favorite.
Yeah, I mean it's free.
But whatever, free beer's
yeah,
free
right.
beer.
Free beer. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Can't hate it too much, I guess.
No, exactly.
If it's free and cold, those are two of the best ways to have beer.
Free, cold. Yes, exactly.
Oh man.
Oh man, hi Brian. How's fucking life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness going for you?
Yeah, I was going through the grocery store today. I think scaring people because, like I was really warm in there, and my nose, when I get really warm, my nose just runs like a crazy, just faucet, and so I'm sniffling the whole time I'm going through the store, and I'm just like kind of thing, and people are looking at me, and I'm sweaty, so
You're all sweaty.
yeah, so I think it was one of those. They were like, "Oh shit," and whatever. I yelled at a lady today because I'm going down the cereal aisle, and she paused, and next thing I know, I see her taking her mask off, and I'm like, just looking. Next thing you know, she's got, the camera all up in the air, and I'm like, are you seriously fucking taking a selfie by the cereal? Like, what are you doing?
Was it some sort of like weird seasonal cereal that's out?
No,
like Captain Crunch, fucking Crunch Wreaths or something?
No. And at first I thought maybe she's removing her mask to use the Face ID on her phone. Because I've seen a lot of people do that. And
yeah, fair. Yeah, I got an idea. Don't.
Yeah.
Although I did try, because you could set up like multiple faces on your phone.
Yeah.
I tried to set one up with a mask, and I was like, nah, that don't work, bro.
Yeah, I was
kind of surprised they haven't put some sort of update in.
I heard there were some people who've kind of done it, but that it wasn't easy to do or something. I'm like, I can just type in the code, so no big deal.
But Brian, my code is like 42 characters long because I don't trust anyone.
Yeah, but it's all one. So that would suck, though. Can you imagine? Because you'd actually have to keep track of it.
That's true.
Because you'd be like, oh shit, did I put 43 or 41? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they all look the same, so they just blend after about 10 or 12. You're just like, fucking A.
Crack this code, hackers.
Yeah. But yeah, it was, and I just looked at her and I was like, "Put your mask back on," because it was like I've really tried to not be that guy, but it was like you're taking it off for a fucking selfie,
Yeah, you stupid bitch.
Like, what are you doing with that selfie? Who's gonna be like, "Oh shit, girl, you buy all that cereal?" Like, or are you gonna put it on the gram or TikTok or some bullshit? Ain't nobody give a shit that you're at the grocery store in front of the cereal, like, come on.
It's like, she takes selfies and, it's like about ready to get up on these Apple Jacks.
Yeah, right.
Gets like 100,000 views. I don't even understand.
That would have been funny.
Sometimes.
Like, I'm saying that now, and then like in 2 days, I'll see it on like Imager or something like that, or Reddit. It'll be on the front page of Reddit, Like, the fuck?
Some dude yelled at me while I was trying to post in front of Apple Jacks.
Yeah. I was just trying to get my Captain Crunch Christmas wreath cereal or whatever the fuck.
Hell yeah,
Christmas Crunch.
There's got to be Christmas cereal because I mean,
there totally is.
Obviously,
there is a
like
Captain
Blueberry and shit.
There's a Captain Crunch one. I can't remember if it's called like Holiday Berries or Holiday Crunch or something along those lines. But I know there is one because I've seen it. I just can't remember what it's called.
Christmas cereal. Survey says.
Good job.
Oh yeah, Christmas Crunch.
There it is. Okay, I couldn't remember if they named it Christmas or if they went with holidays. So
yeah, good old Christmas Crunch.
Apparently, the captain doesn't care about being inclusive. What a cunt!
Exactly. Captain Crunch don't give a fuck.
Yeah. There's no Hanukkah Crunch, I guess. So.
Oh, of course, there's Elf on the Shelf cereal.
Ugh.
I really, really despise Elf on a Shelf.
Me too.
Yeah, I could do without.
Yeah.
Oh, Winter Fruity Pebbles. Okay. Then wouldn't that be called they should call it like Ice Age Crunch or something.
Yeah, I feel like there's a better name.
Just to stick with the theme.
Yeah, I feel like there's a better name for that.
Yeah. Yeah, mostly in this little thing this little Google search I did, it's mostly dominated by Christmas Crunch. So clearly Captain Crunch has got the market cornered here.
Yeah. Huh. You think you'd want to be more inclusive then, you know?
You don't give a shit.
Where's the Kwanzaa Crunch, you know?
You don't care.
You don't care. I know. That's what I'm saying. That's ridiculous. It's 2020, Captain Crunch. Like,
exactly. You need some Kwanzaa Crunch out there.
Mm-hmm.
You need some I don't know, Hanukkah.
I was trying to come up with something. I had nothing. So yeah. Like come with a dreidel inside. That'd be awesome.
It would be awesome.
Little paper craft dreidel you put together and probably won't spin, but
you got to like cut the box apart to build it because they don't, nothing comes with fun toys anymore.
I know, right?
That's something that I miss.
Yeah.
Digging in the cereal box, getting that shitty toy out of it.
Right before you even have any of the cereal. You're going
fuck
elbow or shoulder deep.
Toys.
Yeah, going elbow deep in there, getting that whatever it is.
Exactly.
Even when it's
rubbing
shitty.
all my nose leavings and ass juice and stuff all over the fucking cereal that's going on.
Right. My favorite was when it was something you didn't even really want, but it's like, I got to get it out of there.
I'm going to get it before anyone else gets it.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, though,
Fuck
because
everybody else, because that's how it was in my household. I'm like, I got to get this shit before my sister gets it.
Right. Mine
Not
was
that
that
she
way.
even wanted it.
Yeah, I was going to say, mine was that way for a little bit with, my brother. But once he was older, he didn't give a shit either, so it was like, yeah.
Oh, I would still give a shit.
I know. I would still go elbow deep in the box to find the toy.
The pro move, you open the box upside down.
Nah.
Because I don't know if you've ever made the mistake of pulling that cereal bag out.
Yeah.
And then just trying to shove it back in the box.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. It's crazy,
it
crazy
looks
magic.
like the box only has a thyroid problem.
It does, yeah. It gets swollen.
Shit.
It gets some girth real quick,
Mm-hmm.
It's like that box is half chub by the time you're trying to get that cereal back in it,
Exactly. You need someone to come and fluff it a little bit.
Need some half chub crunch, yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, I mean, he's old. I mean, like
That's true.
You can't expect the captain to be,
Captain Crunch can afford Viagra.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's really what
I gotta go pop a couple fuck berries. It's a little joke.
Fuck berries. Yeah.
He takes his big buckled coat off.
Yep. Yeah. He's like, oops, all fuck berries. Like, Jesus, that thing is red and weird. I don't know if that's good, man. It's like it might explode.
That is an angry erection.
Yeah. I feel like I could get a tan from it.
Oh, Captain Crunch.
Oh, man. Well, it's better than having a soggy, I guess, right? You remember those things? The soggies that were his enemies?
Oh, God, I do remember those things.
Like,
those things are so weird.
Look like something that came out of like a bukkake.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, just dripping.
Captain Crunch Soggies. I gotta remember this shit real quick. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are fucking disturbing. Why would they make that?
I don't know. What I also don't understand is they're essentially like they're like Hydro Man from Spider-Man, but they're milk. Essentially, I mean, they're not shapeshifters. I'm just saying they're just kind of like coated in milk. But like, I don't know. It's like you'd think they'd be like pieces of cereal that have become soggy. But how do they get the name of Soggies? I mean, I'm assuming they just make everything soggy, right? That's their gimmick.
I guess maybe. I don't know. I'm disturbed by their whole look, though.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Yeah.
Not cool. That's what they are.
No, not cool at all. And I don't know why anyone would think that's a cool idea.
I just picture, the pitch meeting on that. You're the designer and you walk in, you put up the big board, with the turnaround, design for the character. And everyone's just like, the fuck is wrong with you? Except for the boss, who's like, I love it. We're doing, yes, that is exactly what I was thinking of.
We're going to have soggy shirts. We're going to have soggy toys. It's going to be amazing, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, it just looks like a jizz rag. I don't understand.
How come Soggies can only be found next to Captain Crunch's nightstand?
Exactly.
Oh boy. You think then they wouldn't be called Soggies, they'd be Crispies then, wouldn't they?
Absolutely. So if Captain Crunch says in bed, he's probably going to put a couple soggies on her back.
Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, I kinda want to draw that. Fuck. That's disgusting.
So fucking weird.
Yeah. Well, if you're still with us, thanks.
Yeah, right? Well, things are hanging in there.
Yeah.
This is fucking nonsense.
Things got a little strange there. Oh boy.
Yeah, that was something.
Mm-hmm.
What were we even talking about? Oh, yeah, you were angry in a store.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. It was just the cereal thing. I was just very surprised and
yeah, it's fair.
yeah. But I did my good deeds. I helped a couple old ladies get some carts unstuck because when we went in, like there was only like 5 carts in there, and they were all like 3 of them were stuck together.
What store you were at, because every time I go there, there's no carts.
Yeah, there was like 3 of them that were all like entwined, and 2 of them were stuck. Couldn't get 2 of them apart, and then because usually what is that metal, flap in them that.
Yeah.
Like where when you push it forward, where like a little kid could sit or whatever, and it gets caught up on another piece of metal, and that's usually why you can't pull them apart because it's twisted metal. No,
sick.
Yeah. So anyway,
Sweet tooth.
So it was nice though having another person because I can get them apart, but it's way easier if you have a second person because you can literally have people go the opposite ways.
Brian, what's gonna work? Teamwork.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I let her do all the work because there's no Brian team. No.
Heyo.
No. But so I lifted up the thing and pulled back, and she pulled the other way, and we got some unstuck. But I was like, geez, like man, that was quite an effort because I'm like, I got a lot of shit to get. Like I kind of need a cart and I really don't want to walk back out into the parking lot to get one.
The frozen abyss.
Yeah. I'll just stand by the exit door, and when someone coming out, just like kick them and steal their cart.
Well, yeah, it's already full of groceries. It's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Go dump it in the car and then come back in and get more.
Yeah, get what you need.
Yeah.
Just in case they have poor taste.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
probably do.
I'm not a savage. I'd go give their food to a food bank. That's the right thing to do.
The raccoon food bank out by the curb.
Right. I feel like I'm kind of like Robin Hood,
Yeah, there you go.
Oh man, it was it was a lot, but I do appreciate though, when back in there everything seems to be stocked well. The toilet paper and paper towels were full again, and
Don't say that too loud.
Yeah, most of the people that were in there weren't savages today, so that was nice. But,
right.
Boy, I'll tell you what, though, I had to go to the post office after that, and holy shit, was it busy. Like, their parking lot up here was full. Now, it's not a very big post office, but still, it was full. And I'm like, yeah. Like,
dude, everyone's shipping gifts and stuff,
and it's like, it's a
no
small...
one's going to travel.
Right. And it's like, it's a small post office. I don't really want to go stand inside a small post office. Even though they have room to distance, it's still a small post office, and there's a lot of savages up here, so I'd rather not, so I skipped it, and we went back later, and it was still pretty full, but not as bad, so I was able to get in and get out of there. But, whew.
Slide on in.
Yep. I only had to go in because something I was shipping is going to a military base. I wanted to make sure I had the customs forms filled out right.
Nice.
Otherwise, I would have been like, the hell with this. I'll just schedule a pickup for tomorrow and have them come to my door and get it.
That's the move.
The only problem is they don't like I put a thing on every time that says knock loudly because, like, it's if you're not right back here by the door that they come to, it's hard to hear them when you're out in the living room.
Right.
And for some reason, they don't seem to like to knock loudly.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
It's like, I put it in the note. I gave you permission. Roll up on here and fucking, police knock on that door, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Give it the old...
The old sheriff knock, I used to call it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to think of, yeah.
Yeah.
Just boom, 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 boom. Open up. Like, oh, shit.
The kind of knock that freaks out all the pets,
Yeah, right? I'm running around flushing drugs,
Exactly.
I don't
Shredding paper.
I don't even have anything illegal. I'm just that paranoid, I'm dumping my Flintstone vitamins and flushing like a madman.
Well, it's the same feeling you get when you leave a store without buying anything and people look at you.
Yeah, do you always feel weird when you do that?
Oh, yeah.
I went in Office Max today because I was dropping something off because you can ship stuff for FedEx through Office Max. So
Right.
I went to do that, and when I was coming out, I kind of I don't think I was being no one was giving me the eye or anything, but I was like, I've just been in the store. I've walked around. They don't know necessarily that I went to the back to drop a package off, and I'm walking out, and all of a sudden you're just kind of like, all right, that guy was in here for a little while. Why doesn't he have anything?
And as you're walking, you're just doing casual, Brian.
Right. And obviously I'm clutching my coat and walking very briskly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah. Nothing to see here.
Casual.
Yeah. Totally normal here. Oh,
Everything's fine.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's been about it. I really haven't done a whole lot. I mean, on a major bummer, I think since we've recorded last, I now personally know 2 people who've died from COVID.
That is a bummer.
Yeah, my one niece, her grandfather, basically went into the hospital and a couple days later was gone. And a guy I used to work with and a friend of mine, his mom, basically same story, admitted just a couple days later, gone. So
Yeah.
So now if anyone
it
asks,
sucks.
I can say, and I've met both of them directly, actually in person. This isn't oh, it's someone I know from the internet. These are people I've actually had interactions with. Yeah. So, and it's sad,
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah. Especially my friend, that was his, I think his dad died a couple years ago, and, now his mom, so that's it for parents for him. So I'm sure that's a big case of suck, because...
Yeah. Happy 2020, y'all.
Right, and right before the holidays and everything, too, so, yeah, that's why I said major bummer, but it's just, it's one of those that still catches you, kind of really catches you off guard, because that, like you were talking about, was it last week or the week before when you were talking about the circle closing?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh shit, now there's no degrees between, it's not, oh, so-and-so, so-and-so. It's now oh shit, these are people I know,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the circle of COVID is slowly shrinking.
Right. So,
I mean, I know, obviously I've got people I work with that have had it.
Mm-hmm.
No one's died.
Right, which is good.
But I mean, one guy was like, "Yeah, I had it bad,"
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a little freaky, man.
It is.
I don't like it.
No, neither do I. Fortunately, I wasn't around either of them to where I no exposure risk or anything, but it still sucks,
Oh yeah, of course.
Good people.
Death is never a good time.
Right, and they were both good, nice people, so not that,
Right.
anyone truly deserves to, die or anything, but it's
Yeah, I can think of it.
yeah. So anyway, whatever.
Yeah, it still sucks though.
Yeah.
Regardless, it all sucks.
Yeah. And you feel bad for it, especially now because with them having COVID, they can't have a funeral. They can only, much like we went through with T's scenario, they can only have a memorial. Or well, T had a funeral. I'm sorry, but you can't really be there because of limits and stuff. So it's, and with them, they can't. All they can have is a memorial. They can't have a funeral. So. And I know that's hard for a lot of people,
Yeah, you need that closure almost of a funeral. I honestly occasionally still have that moment with T.
Yeah. Yeah.
It still feels like it's just like, oh, I just haven't heard from him in a while.
Right. I hear you, dude. Yeah.
You know?
Yep. I know.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, wait. You know, then it hits you like, oh, fuck.
Right. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's something this last week. He's really been on my brain. You know,
Yeah.
part of it I think is a couple times I've scrolled through my phone looking for a picture, and it's like, oh fuck, you know, because I'm not getting rid of the pictures with him in them, you know.
Oh yeah. For sure.
And I you know, as I'm scrolling by and you stop and you're like, fuck, dude, you know, or you know, just. You know, like of course, the old like Facebook or Instagram, you know, hey, here, this happened this many years ago.
Yeah.
And
Here's a memory.
Yeah. Although, you know, it's weird because like this last week, there were a couple, or week and a half, there was a couple, like the one I sent to you, which was from the night when we had a growly night. And
Right.
It was when you stacked all those glasses. You're stacking pint glasses as we emptied them. And our server was.
They did not like that, but it sure was fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then that popped up that was 7 years ago. And we were both like, Jeebus, you know. And then, was it a day or two ago, I had the thing pop up, the last Swellers show that we went to in Detroit, which was their last show.
Really?
Was 6 years ago.
Oh, 6 years?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know, right? So I was like, geez, dude. It's like, that doesn't feel that long ago. But here we are.
Yeah. No, it's weird that you mentioned that because I've had the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
I've got the little photo widget on my home screen,
Yeah.
and it just picks a random photo.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of them have been like beer fest ones of tea.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, fuck. And then, you know, I texted you the other day because we were running around like idiots all day on Sunday.
Yeah.
I think it was Sunday. And we ended up like eating dinner at Big Boy, which was weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and all I could think of that, you know, I was like, oh, I got to tell Michelle this story about tea and his fucking punch bowl of cottage cheese. You know, and then it's just like, yeah, this is where we used to, because that's what I told him. I'm like, the last time I was here, I was with Brian and T after a night of drinking, and T ate all the cottage cheese.
Yeah, because he asked for a bowl of cottage cheese, and he meant a side of cottage cheese, just like a small, you know, like they give you the little bowl of like coleslaw at places or something like that. And this woman's like, are you sure you want a bowl? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, okay. And then next thing you know, when she's bringing her food out, it is literally like a cereal bowl of.
And goddamn if he didn't house that.
Goddamn if he didn't house it. You're right. Oh, fuck. Because I'll tell you, man,
I had that same moment.
I can't do cottage cheese, and I don't know how anyone can do that much cottage cheese.
Dude, I'm a cottage cheese fan. I cannot do that much.
That's a heroic amount of cottage cheese.
Yes, it is.
I honestly, it's one of those. It's as stupid as it sounds. It's one of those moments that we should have gotten pictures of him with that bowl of cottage cheese.
Dude, it was so ridiculous, though.
Well, we also had been drinking, so you know.
Yeah, it was if I remember right, kind of a rough evening.
Yeah, and you know, as we've talked on here before, you and I are.
Go ahead, dude.
What? I was going to say, as we've talked on here before, you and I, like, a lot of times as we drink, our phones just stay in our pockets. We just are in the moment. We're not.
Yeah, in the zone.
Like, oh, yeah, I'm buying cereal. Let's get a selfie, you know, so.
Yeah, babe, a cinnamon toast, what?
Yep.
But yeah, and even, you know, because I think one of his brothers is using his PlayStation still, so occasionally be like, oh, Sly Rat Bastard was on like 5 hours ago. It's like, fuck.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, that is so weird when that happens, and I'm like, huh? Yeah. And I was like, oh, fucking A, because I know it's not him, but it's still like, yeah. It still jumps at you, of course. Because, you know, obviously for anyone listening, you pretty much tell we missed the hell out of him. So,
really do.
Fuck. I know. It's just, you know, I was reading something earlier. Actually, it's someone we know. I'm not going to mention who he is for, you know, privacy reasons and whatever, but it looks like apparently he had some sort of a car accident and he's fine. But it very much was kind of like a, you know, reminder to him, like, I really need to, like, double down on what I'm thankful for because, you know, even though this has sucked, I've still been lucky, you know, like that I'm alive, I'm healthy, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah, you know, I think it was, you know, some shit happens in life and sometimes it gives you, this is the crazy life moment for this week. I'm salty language. It gives you, it brings you back to the right perspective. You know, and it's like, yeah, you know, as we kind of get toward the end of this year, it's like, this is one hell of a year to look back on and count your blessings and, you know, just really focus on what you're thankful for and everything going into 2021, you know, and yeah, you know, and it's still ending on a rough note, as I mentioned before, you know, some people I've known have.
Hey, it's not over yet.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, fuck, but yeah. So anyway.
Anywho.
Yeah. So how about you? How's your week been?
Man, I've been working my ass neck off like usual this year.
Nice.
Thanks 2020.
Yep.
That's why I was like getting a hold of you earlier, and I'm like, bro, I'm busted. And really, the reason it's the whole 6 days a week is really starting to catch up to me a lot.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's like last weekend, I worked Saturday, and then Sunday, my aunt moved.
Right.
So I had to help my aunt move, and which is fine because obviously she can't do it herself. She's old.
Yeah.
And but it still sucked because she was up in a second floor apartment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the only thing I can say is thank God I'm becoming an older man, Brian. Because we had two friend of the family that basically donated her sons.
Nice.
And one was like 28, one
was
was
you gotta love them
something.
youthful legs and backs.
Yeah, and they did all the furniture.
Yep, that's the pecking order. The old guys don't have to carry furniture anymore.
And the best part was they didn't bitch; they just grabbed the shit and did it.
Yeah.
So I mean that was cool, but man, I don't know how many times I marched up and down them stairs of shit, and it's like all I want is a day off.
Right.
Because honestly, this week I'm dragging because I haven't had a chance to just rest.
Yeah, you couldn't recharge, right?
Yeah, and it's like, and for some reason, I in the middle of the night I just wake up.
Yeah, you'd think you'd be dead ass tired.
Like, oh, is it time to go work? No. It's 3.
Right. Yeah, you think you'd be dead ass tired and sleep all the way through because your body'd be like, fuck, I need this rest. Nah.
Nah, I don't know what it is. It's like a nightly thing. I wake up sometime middle of the night. It's not like old man wake up like, oh, I gotta go empty my bladder.
Right.
It's just I wake up, I'm like, oh man,
it's not bad until you wake up and go, I emptied my bladder.
I emptied my colon.
Yeah, that would be worse. You're right.
That would be way worse. Blame it on the dog.
Like the dog's
not. And then you yell at her.
Yeah, it's like the dog's not even in here. She must be one of them ventriloquists.
Yeah, with her ass.
Yeah, with her ass.
Oh, but yeah, it's been rough, man. It's been rough.
I imagine.
Yeah. But it was weird, though, because that after we got done moving her and everything else, you get home and it's like, we're wrapping some presents and shit. Mm-hmm. And so there was tissue paper and stuff on the table, and we're home for maybe 20 minutes just moving stuff around. I'm looking at it. I'm like, Michelle, is this tissue paper covered in blood? And we're looking, and it was like blood splatters. And then we're like looking around. There's stuff on the wall, stuff on the table, stuff on the couches. The dogs are, Poe gets to run the house, but Bomber gets kenneled.
Right.
So we're like, check the cats. And I don't know what happened to the one cat. Her one cat, the paw was just caked in blood. I think her got her claw caught and just yanked it out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because she had blood all over her paw, over her belly.
Yeah.
And it was like, I fucked up.
Wow.
But the cat was walking around like everything's fine.
Yeah. Wow.
It was weird. I felt like Dexter doing a little blood splatter analysis and shit, trying to figure out where's the scene of the crime, where the incident happened,
Right. Well, yeah, because the cat probably wasn't talking, so yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm
sure you questioned her. Yeah. With the swinging light over her.
Yep, exactly. Where were you?
Meow?
Yeah, it was just weird though, and still the cat seems fine now, but.
Good. Does the paw look injured? Is there cuts or anything?
Well, she's such a fluff ball. It's hard to tell.
Okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like, good luck giving a cat a bath too.
Right.
It's like
Nah, it's really
we got
easy.
a
You
little.
just throw them right in the tub.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, it's like we got a little bowl of warm water and we're dunking her paw in it, trying
Yeah.
to.
See, with my
As
cat, it
long
wouldn't
as
be
she
a
would
problem
tolerate us doing that.
because my cat washes her paws in her water bowl. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
That's interesting.
she dips her paw like about to like what our wrist would be, and sometimes she uses it and cleans. Other times she will actually drink out of her paw, but she will
Cats
also
are so
essentially
fucking-
like I've seen her, get like something on her paw, and she will go over and dip her paw and then clean her paw. So
Cats are so weird.
yeah, very. And it's weird.
Yeah,
like
no,
there's
that
times
was-
she'll keep dunking her paw and drinking out of her paw, and it's like, why wouldn't you just drink out of the dish?
She's a fancy
Like
kitty
I
cat.
feel
Brian.
like you're working
How
way
dare
too
you.
hard at this. Yeah, fancy. That is one thing I don't think I would call her.
See here, what else did I do? Oh, I did beat the campaign for GTA.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, I don't know spoilers. I know the game's ancient, but you
Yeah.
haven't beat it.
Right.
But I thought it ended rather anticlimactically.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, all right. Fair enough.
But it's like whatever. I mean, it's finally
Yeah.
I can finally say, hey, I beat that shit.
We're only about a week away, I believe, from the Giganto expansion that they've been talking about, the whole new island thing and whatever. So
I'm ready to roll.
I don't know if that's just like online or if there's any like storyline type stuff in it.
They basically gave up on single player. It feels like
Yeah,
they don't make any money on it. So
yeah, you're right. You're totally
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So yeah.
what are your thoughts and feelings, or have you seen anything about Cyberpunk 2077?
I pre-ordered it, so I'll be picking
Did
it
you?
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Well, obviously,
I
the
worked
first
with-
thing is like, Jesus Christ, when is this coming out?
well, yeah, fair
But,
enough.
yeah.
It's like I work with a dude that as soon as him and I started talking about video games, like he's been basically jacking off to this game
Yeah.
for 8 years.
Well, a lot of people have been like really excited for it, and they delayed it 2 or 3 times, and lengthy delays. Not just like, oh, it's a month or two, and that's why they've been for the last few weeks. People keep saying like, if it comes out on the 10th, and they're like, no, it's coming out. And we're like,
Yeah.
okay. Although
it's getting some pretty good reviews.
Yeah.
From the people that have had a chance to play it.
I read 2 reviews yesterday, and they were mixed. One loved it, and the other gave it like a 7, and said that all the side quest stuff is a blast, but the main game they didn't do anything for them. But I'm wondering if part of it has to do with like you've been hyped for so long that it can't
Right.
possibly deliver because you've just been so excited for it. I don't know. The only thing that sucks is it's going to be probably optimized for the next gen systems, and obviously I don't have those, so I'm just hoping it's not glitchy as fuck on
Yeah.
the PS4. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I've
think
also
that
read
would-
there's a pretty big, like a 43 gig download.
Weird.
Yeah, big surprise, right?
Imagine
But-
that.
And actually, that reminds me, I got to make myself a note. I think they've got it to where you can pre-download it, but I don't know if that's only if you got a digital copy or if, I wish games would do that no matter what. Like, if you bought a copy, let them pre-download it. And it's like, well, until you put the game in, you can't play it anyway.
Right.
Just let me do it ahead of time. That way, because otherwise, this coming week, I'll grab it. And then, not this coming week, in fucking 2 days.
Yeah, right.
I'll grab it. And then, it's going to take me like all weekend to download the damn update, which ties up my system in the meantime.
Well, plus, who's to say that once you put the, it is an update, you said, the 40
Well,
gig update, right?
from what I had read, it sounds like people think that it'll be like, when you put the game in and it has to download a certain, size file, that will be part of it. Because, I forgot the name of Project Red, I think it is, the developer. They said that that's not the day one patch. So there's probably a significant day one patch coming also, because there always is
I've heard
now.
it's glitchy.
Yeah, which scares me because, but the other upside is I think I read that if you buy it for the PlayStation 4, you get the free upgrade to PS5.
Yeah, that's because the same dude I work with was like, he's like, I think last week he said, "Oh, I'm just going to cancel my PS4 pre-order, re-pre-order it on PS5, and then I'll get a PS5 and I'll have this amazing game." And then he came up and talked to me a couple days later. He's like, "Yeah, I just found out I don't need to do that. I'm just going to keep it how it is."
Yeah, because when I pre-ordered it, I was talking with a guy there, and that was my thing. I was like, since it's a game that really is geared for the next gen systems, I'm like, I hope it's not glitchy on this gen. And he goes, well, even if it is, you get a free upgrade to down the road. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, that's cool then, because if it is glitchy, I can maybe go, maybe I'll just wait. Eventually, I'll probably get a PS5, so and then play it, but. Sucks in the meantime if that's the case. So I hope that's not true.
It does suck in the meantime. Well, you're gonna have to when you eventually get a chance to play it, you're gonna have to let me know what you think.
I guess there's some real controversy in the creative player. I don't know if you've seen it. Apparently, there's different dong sizes and.
Yeah, I did see that. I thought that was interesting.
I'm very curious to see what relevance that has to the game.
I mean, do you get big dick energy? Or something?
Yeah, right. That's what I know. That's what I'm waiting to see.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm curious about the game because I honestly, I'm not invested at all. I don't never played the role playing game. I know that's what it's based off of.
Right. Yeah.
And I until I saw the little Keanu Reeves cut scene thing. I really didn't even know it was supposed to be coming out for the past 8 years.
Right.
So I have no investment in it. And the little bit I've seen though, it looks impressive.
Right.
But if it's as good as some of the reviews I've said, that's well, I'm going to end up buying the game. If it's as good as people are saying.
Right. I don't know if there's any multiplayer content to it. I haven't seen anything on that. I haven't really looked into it.
I'm honestly okay with that.
No, I am too. I don't even know if there is, It seems like something they probably could have a multiplayer because there's different gangs in the game. So
yeah, I
could see where... you squad up, kind of like in Call of Duty, when you squad up and it's like, oh, you're the Americans, you're the Russians or whatever, so. But
they could probably do something like that.
Yeah. I know I'm,
Speaking of multiplayer, Brian, when are you going to download Apex or Fortnite so we can squad up and kill some foos?
Well, I already have Fortnite downloaded. I downloaded it a while ago.
Well, what the fuck, bro? How are we not playing?
Well, we haven't played anything in a little bit. So.
That's true. Basically, when I play games, I slide in and for about an hour, and I play a couple things, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I got to go do other things now.
Right. Understandable.
But Christmas break is coming up, followed by New Year's break.
Right.
And I'm trying to take them. I've got through my work, you get floating holidays. Sweet. And if you don't use them, you lose them. Right. So I'm trying to squeeze them in at the very end of the year, despite my boss being very upset with me for trying to do that. I'm like, I don't know. If those days don't work, just let me know.
Yeah. Also,
I earn these days.
Make it part of the rules ahead of time that this isn't okay. It's like when we worked at Family Video. It was like, how the managers were always like, hey, what holidays would you prefer to have off? And it was like, but you can't request, Christmas basically, because everybody wants Christmas off. Well, I didn't, but most people want Christmas off. So it's like, okay, nobody gets to request Christmas,
Well, it's like with mine, it's more like, well, if I got too many people off, I can't let you off. And it's like, really, the only thing that should matter is the dude I work with, and he's out of vacation time.
Yeah.
Because you can give him anybody, and he can do what we need to do.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, right.
There's only two of us.
Right.
It's like if we're both off, I get it. You know, we both can't not be there.
Right. But it's also kind of garbage that it's like if one area has say 6 people, they can afford to be down a couple. You can't. So it's like if it kind of sucks that it's like, oh, because all these other assholes, whatever. It's like, oh, so I'm the one that why can't one of them not have the time off?
But I'll be honest, my boss though, if I hand him a vacation slip that was for like say the first of the year comes up and I'm like, hey, I'm taking a vacation in September. Here's my time off.
Yeah.
He'd be like, whoa, because that's just what he does.
Okay, fair enough.
No matter what you're handing in vacation-wise, he just freaks out and he's angry about it.
He could be retiring in August, and you're like, I'm going to need some time off in September.
I gotta go look at the book. I'll let you know.
You're like, you won't even be here.
Yeah, it's like he's that's just what he does.
All right, fair enough.
Like I didn't hear from him today. Tomorrow I'm gonna be like, hey, so floating days, how are they looking?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't got here's a fucking look yet. I'm sure that's what I'll get.
Right. Like, well, how about let's walk together and look at the book?
Can I tell you sometimes though how refreshing it is to, as much as I really do not like working in a factory, it's refreshing to have a boss who just like is as down and dirty and blue collar as everybody else.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I had a dude freaking out on me last week because he thought we were ignoring him. We're like, no, we haven't got your shit yet,
Yeah.
And then, this dude went and told, the supervisor who must have came to my boss, and then he came to tell, instead of being like, hey, you guys got to make sure you put away his stuff, he was just like, whoa, I heard his pussy was squirting everywhere.
Wow.
I'm like, yeah, yes it was.
Wow. Oh my. Dang.
Yeah, that's the kind of environment I work at, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Very woke in 2020.
Very woke.
Shit.
You betcha, buddy.
Wow. All right then.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's a refreshing, whatever Heineken is, lager, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But let me think here. I mean, basically, I didn't do a whole bunch, because I've just been fucking working and moving. I did see something today that really disturbed the shit out of me.
Yeah.
My guy. We're watching on Hulu. Praise Hulu. The newest episode of Saturday Night Live, because I've kind of gotten into watching it again.
Yeah.
And I don't have rich people Hulu. I have commercials.
Right. Yeah, me too.
And have you seen? Okay, since you have the commercials, have you seen the LG laundry stack commercial?
I don't know if I have.
Okay. It disturbed me because there was a very familiar beat that started playing, and I'm like, I know this song, and it was fucking Old Dirty Bastard.
Yeah. I have seen it.
Dirty baby, I want your laundry.
Yeah. Because I didn't see it on Hulu, oddly enough. I just saw it on regular TV. I was out in the living room and my mom was watching something, and I was like, ODB's probably rolling in his grave if he knew they were using it for this.
The exact same thing. And then I corrected myself. I went, you know what? No, he'd be cashing checks.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he probably would be.
Because he did love his money.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
But shit.
Hey, dirty baby, I want your laundry.
Can fuck right off.
What the fuck is going on?
Well, it was funny because at first when I did the same thing as you, I heard that beat and I'm like, is that ODB? I'm like, nah, because it's a fucking appliance commercial. Yeah, like no chance. And then you actually see the people start like singing and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, okay. Yeah. Like, boy.
And I mean, I guess speaking of commercials too, did you see all the outrage about the Hershey's Kiss commercials?
I heard about it, but I haven't seen them, so I don't know what the big ruckus was at as far as that goes.
The classic like ding ding a ding or whatever.
Yeah.
That they do with the stupid Hershey's Kisses. It's been around forever.
Right. Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries. That's all I can. Whenever I hear that song, I can only think of that Family Guy sketch.
Yeah. Same.
I work at Burger King, making flavor. Yeah.
But so in the middle of the like Hershey's Kisses ringing out the Christmas song, like the beat changes, and it's like it's a black father and his daughter, and they're making cookies or they're eating them or something, and people were outraged
because
it's like, what? How dare you change this commercial? It's the only thing I look forward to.
Wow. I mean,
yeah.
Wow.
And it was outrageous enough that Hershey's is pulling it and playing the old one. But I mean, it did feel like a completely separate commercial. Like it could have been two commercials and they basically mushed them together.
Yeah. Here's what I don't get, okay? Like in a situation like this, what are the odds that Hershey's is going to sell so much less candy that it's worth changing?
They won't.
Right? They're
like,
still gonna
honestly,
sell
when
I
saw the news article, and I'm like, well, let me see what they did to commercial, and I watched it, and as soon as I saw the man and his daughter. I went, oh, well, I know why America is outraged, because most of America is still racist.
Right. Yeah.
As much as they don't want to admit it, they
Yeah,
are.
right. That's so.
I'm like, I guarantee it. It's like, oh, how dare they? I mean, I'm sure even if it was like,
Oh no,
like a
you're
white
probably.
father.
You know what? You're probably
and-
right, because it's gonna be like, oh, they ruined it just because they had to be PC and mer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like, even if they're not racist, they're gonna take it from that angle.
Yeah.
Like, well, of course there had to be a black guy
Tony,
and his
no.
daughter.
They're not racist. They're traditionalist.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. I was more like, because I do appreciate the old Hershey's Kiss commercial.
Yeah.
And I didn't give a shit who was in that commercial. I was just kind of like, why
Right.
did they change that? Because it felt like they just pasted on a new commercial on the end of it.
Yeah. Well, and it's
I'm like, just make two commercials.
right, and it makes sense because a lot of companies will do that. Where once they have like a classic commercial, they'll run it for like 100 years because it's like, well, we don't have to shoot anything new. People like it. We just keep putting it out every year.
Yeah. As is tradition.
Yeah. Especially if it is a relatively harmless commercial. Like, M&M's has that one where it shows the red and the yellow M&M, and they're gonna set out M&M's for Santa, which is weird because you wouldn't think they'd want to set out their own kind, but whatever.
Yes, Santa, eat our children.
Yeah. But and Santa and the red M&M see each other and faint. They've had that commercial for years because it's harmless, it's whatever, people like it, so they just use it year after year after year. You don't have to pay anyone for new
money
commercials.
Too. It's like, why make a new commercial? This one, people love this shit.
Yeah, residuals are way cheaper than shooting a whole new commercial. So
yeah, guaranteed that dude who played Santa dead.
He might not be.
That's how old that commercial. He's fucking dead.
But what if it's really Santa?
Oh, well, he's timeless.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, I know. It's just fucked up. People are so weird.
Yeah.
Bro, you should see my house. It's all Christmased up.
Yeah.
I've been hanging lights up and shit. Command strips, by the way, can suck a dick.
Okay.
I bought these outdoor command strips. So it'll stick up to 20 degrees, and then it'll hold up to negative 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think these things are hanging on my house?
Yes.
Nah.
Oh, dang it. I was wrong.
So I got like Christmas lights. Like I got basically half my house looks like a white trash idiot who's out there.
Wow.
Which was pretty accurate.
Yeah, right. Like, what's Cousin Eddie doing out in front of Tony's?
Oh, jeez. Well, I'll have to get to Cousin Eddie eventually, and not this episode, but there's things in the works.
Oh boy.
But yeah, it's like, so I'm trying to figure out how to hang the rest of these Christmas lights I bought to put outside.
Yeah.
Not to mention, Brian. We bought Christmas lights for the outdoors. Check.
Yeah.
We bought more Christmas lights to put on the tree that we got.
Yeah.
We decorated the tree with the outdoor Christmas lights.
I'm assuming not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. It is what it is. But they're both indoor, outdoor lights. So we're just like, well, fuck it. I guess our indoor lights are going to be outdoor lights
Yeah,
this
I
year.
guess, right? Yeah. Yeah, you have to put some sort of a marker or something on them so that I guess.
Yeah, something.
I don't know.
Yeah, just put it. Well, what I normally do is I roll them up and put them in like a Ziploc bag so they don't turn into a Griswold knot.
Right. Yeah. That's the tradition,
so
is
I just have to
untangling
label
them. Yeah. I guess that makes sense.
But honestly, what I would love to do, and it would annoy the shit out of everybody, I don't really care, is I would love to do one of those musical houses.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that play like metal and stuff.
Yeah, right. Like some dying fetus or something, yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm sure they have a Christmas album.
Yeah. Boy, I hope so.
Like some Gary Hoey.
Right.
Ho-Hoey action.
Yeah. Right.
Pretty cool.
Better yet,
I don't know.
It'd be nice if you could like soundproof your house to where you could just pump out like All I Want for Christmas by Mariah Carey, but not hear it from the inside of your house.
That would be amazing.
All your neighbors
I think
move.
what a lot of them do, oh God, is they have some sort of FM transmitter. Because actually, when we were moving my aunt and I drove by a house and they had a big sign out in front of the yard that was like, tune in to 89 point whatever.
Yeah.
So I imagine at night they got a light show and you just tune your radio to it and you can hear the music. Oh, it doesn't disturb anybody, which is the way to go.
That is smart, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, because if I'm going to have my house dancing to like WAP or something, I don't know if the neighbors want to hear that.
They probably do.
I mean, maybe.
They'd love it.
Yeah, wet ass presents.
Right. Yeah. Please, if you do it that way, you got to have a twerking Santa outside.
Oh, that would be the greatest.
Yeah. Like he's got one hand on the house looking back,
Oh yeah.
Throwing that ass.
I mean, they sell those little like twerking Santas, or I just need a life size one.
Right. Or pay someone
the
to
degenerates in my neighborhood would be out there banging it.
Probably.
putting Soggies in his hat, you know what I'm saying?
No, we can't have that.
Yeah.
Like, no, Santa, don't drink that milk. Yeah.
Man.
Savages.
Yep, Santa's got to eat the cookie, if you know what I'm saying. Poor Santa.
Oh, man. That sounds, especially in that context, sounds way worse than biting a pillow.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing the lights before Christmas this year either.
Yeah.
Because, the COVID, although what I might do is not this weekend, but next weekend, Leah's coming over. And up at MIS, they have basically lights before Christmas, but you just drive on the track. And you go around the track.
Okay.
It's lights and shit everywhere.
That's
I'm
different.
that might be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something different. I don't know.
Yeah, that definitely would be different.
Yeah. Definitely never done anything like that before.
Make sure you're yelling out like "woo" and turn left and various things from Talladega Nights and
Yeah, like get 'em Ricky Bobby, stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
Shake and bake.
Right. And
I knew like a spider.
Rubbin's Racing. Yeah.
Rubbin's Racing, yeah. Well, it might be time for a little nightcap action, Brian.
Oh. I was thinking White Muddin'.
White Muddin'?
Nothing.
Man, I when I was posting the whiskey, which I called it Whiskey D's.
Okay.
Until we have come up with a better name.
Yeah.
Salty Language presents Whiskey D's.
Right.
Just randomly, I was looking at our stats, because I haven't looked at it in a while. And I was like, oh, awesome. Yeah, we're doing sweet.
Yeah.
We're cool.
Sure. Yeah.
And I clicked on one of the random buttons.
Oh, no.
And
shut her down.
Yeah, I know. Right? No, it just pulled up it's like I was trying to sort by number of downloads per show, and I don't know what I clicked.
Mm-hmm.
But the top episode that came up was Harlem Shake a Baby.
Oh, Jesus. I don't even remember that as a title. Fuck.
Oh, we're awful.
God damn. That's how many shows we've done. It's one. I don't even remember that title.
It was in the 100s. That's
okay.
How long ago it was.
I mean, obviously we talked about Harlem Shake on, that phenomenon that was happening then, but Jesus.
Yeah, the old Harlem Shake a Baby, Brian.
I don't think you're supposed to shake babies. Pretty sure you're not.
I mean, probably not, but it is what it is.
Heard they advise against it. Yeesh. So
I know, right?
You and I talked about this a little bit, but I kind of wanted to broaden it a little bit, which was I was sent a link to Korn covering was it Wood?
Yes.
By Alice in Chains. And I was like, this is terrifying, but I have to watch it because I'm always scared. Cover songs are they're hit and miss, So, and also Korn and Alice in Chains do not sound alike. So I'm like,
no. Alice
in Chains has 2 vocalists, Korn has 1. So I'm like, this will be interesting. I'm like, musically, it's probably gonna bang. It's gonna really crush. And it was. Yeah. I thought Korn did a great job on it musically, and then, but Jonathan Davis, I like they kind of modulated his voice a little bit to where it kind of sounded like 2 people singing at one time,
which was cool.
Which I thought he did a pretty nice job. He didn't go for the big high notes that they do because that's not his thing. He kind of kept it true to him, and it still felt like Korn doing it. Like you could listen to it and go, "Yeah, this is Korn." Like you still knew who you were listening to, but it wasn't bad. Like I actually I actually liked it quite a bit. So
yeah, I thought it was a good cover.
Well, and then you sent me because I sent it to you, and then you were like, "Oh, hey, Metallica also covered it acoustically," And it was interesting because I'm not going to lie, the very beginning of it annoyed the shit out of me because it's of Lars and his, clanging on the cymbal. But
Like animal.
But I thought it was a really interesting cover also. I'm not going to lie, I really would have rather them not played it acoustically, but because I would have loved to have heard them go at it, but anyway, I dug, for the most part, I dug it. It was weird though, because Hetfield didn't do a couple vocals in the thing, which I thought was a little weird, but
right.
Whatever. Like you said, it still felt like Metallica covering it. And I would really like to hear a non-acoustic version.
Yeah, for sure, right?
But I also understand that, like, when I looked at what this is, it's because the Museum of Modern, I forgot what it is. I have it here somewhere. I forgot what it's called now. Museum of Pop Culture. That's what it's called. They honored this year Alice in Chains with the Founders Award. And good Lord, that band started 33 years ago.
Oh my good, 33 years ago?
Like
that ain't even right.
I didn't hear of Alice in Chains until fucking high school, so I don't even know.
Wow.
But I didn't realize, like, there's a whole 20-song performance on this thing, and there's a video of it, which I'll have a link in the notes for anyone who wants to watch, and it's got all the videos for all the tracks in there. Alice in Chains, currently, of course, I would assume, I haven't watched all of it, so I don't know.
Wait, is this whole thing like people tributing Alice in Chains?
Yes, that's, well, not all of it. Some of it is Alice in Chains playing Alice in Chains songs, but the rest of it is this. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go down this list and maybe I'll jump through, because this had timestamps on it so you can jump to the songs you want to listen to, And the first one I went to was Down in a Hole, which was performed by Duff McKagan, Shooter Jennings, Aaron Jones, and Martin Favier. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. And I was like, I actually thought Shooter Jennings did a pretty good job on the song. But then I went back and listened to Ann Wilson covering Rooster, and oh my God, I couldn't listen to it. She's breathy.
Really?
She takes pauses between all the notes. And I'm like, no, this, Like, if you're going to, like, it bugs me because it's like, if you're going to do Alice in Chains, you got to be able to sing. Like, both of the guys who do the vocals actually can sing. It's not like a shitty rock band. It's a band that actually has some chops. So it's like, I would really prefer you just don't do this. So, but then I jumped to the 7th track, which was again by Mastodon, which I really expected to be like, kind of thing. And it wasn't actually. The only time they did that was the part where, like, one of them is singing they're doing the, like, again, and the other one's like, I can't think of the lyrics now because I'm shithead. But anyway, then the one was kind of like, kind of thing. And that was kind of, I was like, okay, this feels like Mastodon now. But dude, they fucking crushed the music of it. Like it sounded like Alice in Chains. Like it was,
wow,
metal and sludgy, like their sound. And I was like, fuck yeah. When they started, I'm like, thank you. I was so hoping they weren't going to fuck with it.
Sludgy is like the perfect adjective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I love their shit so much. And it's one of the things with that band that I hate when people do covers, because and speaking of, a perfect example of bands or people not hitting that sludgy feel was Man in the Box, which was performed by Dave Navarro, Taylor Hawkins of Foo Fighters, Corey Taylor, and Chris Chaney. And I didn't like it at all. Because honestly, I felt like two things happened. One, I'm not going to lie, I felt like Corey Taylor half-assed it. And
really?
I felt it was more about Dave Navarro just playing Dave Navarro playing Alice in Chains. Not Dave Navarro actually playing Alice in Chains, because that song did not feel like their song at all to me.
Wow, I'm looking at the collection of musicians.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
There's a lot of great musicians on this. There really is. And I'm going to go through and watch all of it because I'm very curious. It was interesting to me that a couple of the songs that are done by people are from newer albums, though.
Yeah.
Like Billy Corgan does Check My Brain, which is from one of the post Lane Staley albums. That's was it Black Gives Way to Blue, I think's the name of the album? Yeah.
Wow, I'm like...
And I didn't listen to that, but I can already imagine what it sounds like because it's Billy Corgan.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'll be honest, I was pretty much unaware of this whole Mopop thing.
Me too. Yeah.
Now I'm very interested, and I'm checking it out.
Yeah, one of the songs on there was the Black Gives Way to Blue, which is a newer one of their songs, and it's done by Chris Cornell's daughter.
Oh wow!
So, and I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm curious to get into some of those or that are on here. So,
Jesus, fucking hey! A video just autoplayed. It gave me a fucking heart attack.
Right?
That was so loud.
Yeah. So yeah, I like you said, it's like I didn't even know this was a whole thing. So I'm so glad that I got that first song sent to me because now I get to dig through some of these and
go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, and see how they are. But it was kind of neat because listening to Korn do Wood reminded me of when Hetfield couldn't play that Metallica show in Kentucky that I went to. And we got literally like Jonathan Davis and Serge, whatever his last name is, from System of a Down, Spider from Power Man 5000, and Kid Rock came out, and I can't remember who else, but it's like all the other vocalists came out and played with Metallica and did different songs. And it was such a cool show because it was all Metallica covers, but Metallica, minus James Hetfield, was on stage playing it.
Right.
So it was kind of, and some of the other guys from the bands came out and played too. So it was,
Yeah, that is something I'm very sad I missed, actually.
Yeah, that was a really cool experience. I mean, don't get me wrong, we got a hell of a Metallica show out of it later. But,
it was great.
Yeah. But yeah, of the ones I listened to, the Again cover by Mastodon, the Korn one's probably my favorite, and then the Again by Mastodon was, I think it was just because musically it felt so Alice in Chains,
right?
Like I feel like they were like, okay, we're gonna, because they're Mastodon, we're gonna come at this and fucking melt your face with the rock. And some of the others were a little more stylistically different. And like I said, the Dave Navarro one, it was like, okay, I get it, you can noodle on a guitar, but you don't sound anything like this song is supposed to sound.
A lot of times when I'm doing house cleaning, I just like to throw on YouTube concerts.
Yeah.
This is probably the next one I'm going to throw on.
Yeah. Well, like what I was getting at is like, Man in the Box, how it's got that dun, 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 right? And it didn't, it felt like a house band doing a cover of it. They never got heavy.
That's unfortunate.
And again, it's like, that's, like I saw somebody on Twitter the other day posted who was your favorite grunge band? And, they had Alice in Chains on there, and I that's who I voted for, but I was like, they really weren't grunge. They're metal. Like, they're really metal.
They are.
Yeah. Like, they got lumped in with all that, but they're metal.
Yeah, they're definitely their own thing.
Yeah.
Which would be metal, Brian. Yes, I agree.
So, I guess, like, in between some of the performances, there's people like Tom Morello and Eddie Vedder and different ones that are, kind of do a little like, hey, here's my experience with Alice in Chains over the years and shit. And, that was kind of cool too.
Right.
Especially because, they played together at various shows and whatever. I love them at the end of the Metallica one, and James Hetfield's all like, yeah, they're my brothers and blah, blah, blah. And then Lars is pretty much like, yeah, whatever James said and shit.
Yeah, and we don't give a shit about what Robert and
Kirk have to say. Yeah.
Kirk have to say.
No, nothing at all from those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a little weird, I'll be honest.
Also, I got to say, if nothing else, you have to watch the Metallica video because you got to see the hat that Kirk Hammett's wearing, because I'm like, what the fuck is he wearing?
Yeah, I know. It's like someone just called. It was like, Kirk, we got that Alice in Chains thing. He's just like out in his backyard gardening.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I got my straw hat on and no shirt. I'm ready.
Yeah, we're ready to roll.
I'm pretty sure he was
such an odd.
He was
he's
probably
such an oddball, though.
Yeah, he was probably barefoot. Like just.
Oh, for sure, barefoot.
He's like, oh, let me finish.
He probably had on just like some sort of weird wrap.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
The
He's
guy
like,
been wearing like pants, you know.
he's like, let me just finish my tea and I'll be ready to shred.
I mean, you're probably 100% right.
Anyway,
Let's be honest here.
the parts of it I've watched so far have been, most of it has been pretty enjoyable. So, I am curious to watch some of the Alice in Chains parts because I'm wondering if they'll play like old performances from like with Lane, or if it's all performed by the current lineup, which is still great.
Yeah.
I forgot the guy that they got with him now, and him and Jerry Cantrell, still do all the two parts and stuff. So it's good shit. But yeah,
I don't know. I need to watch it though.
Yeah, for sure. I was pretty happy to. This is one of those things I was really happy it was dropped in my lap, and that honestly it wouldn't have gone as far as it did, I think, had you not sent me the Metallica one, because I'm like, wait, both of these say Mopop. And I'm like, what the hell? So then I typed in Mopop Alice in Chains, and I'm like, oh shit, there's all the things,
Yeah, this is a thing, guys.
Yeah, I'm like, all right. I guess I have to watch a bunch of this at 5 a.m.
Exactly, at 5 a.m.
Yeah. Good times.
Oh, man.
So I finally finished season 1 of The Mandalorian.
So, good googly. What'd you think?
It was good. I mean, the thing is, like, spoilers, just in case people haven't caught up like me. I knew what the final scene of the season was, like with the Darksaber. But it was still badass to see it unfold. And Giancarlo Esposito is fantastic as Moff Gideon. I was digging his very much like gives no shits. Like I just love the Mando's got the fucking that like turret gun and he's just like like he's Rambo, and he just walks up and just shoots the power supply for it. It was just so like fuck shooting at him. I'm just gonna take out the power supply.
Yeah, I'm smart, guys.
Yeah, with my blaster. I'm not even coming at you with any real firepower. I'm just gonna pew pew this.
Yeah, my little sidearm here, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just watched the newest episode yesterday, and no spoilers, but oh boy.
Well, I think I know the big spoiler because
like we won't talk about it. Oh boy.
Yeah.
There was one moment in the show where something was in the sky, and I was like, "Is that what I think it is?"
It was Uranus.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. I will say,
what.
I thought it was really interesting in the first season. Like in those last few episodes, I was like, okay, I thought for a minute there they were going to start pulling like the Game of Thrones shit on me. Like, yo, you can't kill everybody. Like time out. Like, I was pretty sad that the IG robot, had got his redemption arc.
He did get his redemption.
I mean,
arc,
literally, there's an episode called Redemption, and that really is the redemption of the redemption arc.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was badass, though.
Oh, yeah, right?
Yeah. Just steps into the lava and just
what I love about that show is it is definitely made for Star Wars geeks.
Yeah, but I also think you don't have to be a Star Wars geek to really like it.
Oh, no, you don't have to be.
Yeah.
But they're adding enough that people that really know Star Wars are like, holy shit, they're doing this?
I've heard season 2, again, I haven't watched it yet. I've heard season 2 really is more for the Star Wars fans than season 1 was.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously, I know some of it.
It's still vague enough that it's good.
Right. Yeah, you don't have to. Well, it was like when Moff Gideon showed up, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever heard of this character, but I also know there's a ton of characters from the books that I don't know shit about,
Right.
So I was like, well, maybe it's from the books or one of the video games or whatever, because they're pretty much anything is fair game, as long as once Disney approves it. So I looked it up. I'm like, oh no, that character was just created for the show. Okay,
which is dope.
It is, yeah, because he feels like a character that should have more backstory than he does. So
right.
Yeah. Good shit, though. Highly recommend.
Great show. Great show.
Yep. If nothing else,
if you haven't watched it, what the hell's wrong with you?
If nothing else, it's just good because it's that, like we've talked before, it's that Lone Wolf and Cub or was it like is it the Kurosawa Samurai movie,
I believe so.
like where he's just kind of the lone samurai, walking the earth kind of a thing. So
roaming the earth.
Roaming the earth, yeah.
On a walkabout.
On a walkabout, exactly. Yeah. Good shit, though. Also, one thing I absolutely got to say, again, we're still in the spoilers part here, so if you haven't watched season 1, move forward. But when Mando's talking to the IG thing and he's on the speeder bike and he's coming back, and he's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm protecting, and he's just massacring like every stormtrooper,
killing everybody in the town, basically.
I love that when I forgot the guy's name who reprogrammed him. That Nick Nolte plays, and
oh yeah.
And I just love when he's like, he won't attack, but he will defend, and oh boy, does he!
Yeah. I mean, that dude's got my favorite line ever. I have spoken.
Yeah, that's.
I love that shit.
Every time he says it, I crack up. Like, I'm bringing the whatever those beast things, and he's like, the whatevers. He's like, I have spoken. I'm just.
Yeah, I love that line.
Yeah. So I was really sad to see him go because I really like that character, even though you don't get a ton of him.
I like this character.
I just liked him hanging around. Plus, the way he was putting the team together, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a little. This is starting to feel a little more Star Trekky than Star Warsy, in the putting the team together. Like he's showing up and he's like, I'm getting the band back together.
Yeah, exactly right. And he's like Danny Ocean.
Yeah. Like, oh shit. Yeah. But yeah, good stuff. So definitely recommend. I'll be jumping into season 2 probably.
Oh man, season 2's so good so far. I've been spoiled by the internet basically. Because it's like a show comes out and you're like, oh shoot, I can just binge watch this shit.
Yeah.
And with this, you have to wait.
Right.
And it's I don't remember how bad that was sometimes.
Yeah. It's true.
Not to mention, like, I didn't get a chance to watch it till last night.
Yeah.
I think it was last night, or was it Sunday night?
Yeah.
Either way, it was a couple days after the show came out.
Yeah. So you got to be all nimbly-bimbly on the internet then, because...
Yeah, anytime I see anything that looks like a Mandalorian helmet, I'm swiping by it.
Well, and
no spoilers.
Again, I know some of the spoilers for the season. It's like, there's some bombs. Like, they're not like ones that you're like, oh, cool. There's some pretty big gimmicks that are being dropped. So, yeah, it's hard, and that's why I've already had them spoiled for me, because they're too big for people to shut up about.
I wish people would shut the fuck up about them.
Yeah. Well, I've gotten to where the ones that bug me the most are the ones that are like spoiling it right away. It's like, come on, at least give people a day to, hey, maybe they got to get up early for work and couldn't watch it or what. Give them a day or 3 to at least
do something.
Yeah, at least do that. Like I said, there's so many ways you can not throw it. I mean, put a spoiler alert up on your post on Instagram or whatever,
Yeah.
I tell you what. I'm pretty sure I read that the new Beavis and Butthead has aired now.
What was that on again? CBS or something?
No.
Something crazy?
Comedy Central.
Ah, okay.
I'm pulling it up here. What's cool is if it's on Comedy Central, their app will have it. No, it might be on. No. Oh, you know what? It might not be on there. I don't know. We'll have to see because I don't know how the distribution works on the new version. On the old one, it was it's on. Well, what they have of it is on CBS All Access. But
gotcha.
Maybe not. I thought I read that it was like last night, but I don't know. Maybe not. All right, fine. Jerk.
Fine, beat away.
All right.
Yeah. God. Oh. Beat away, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just scrolling to see, because I follow somebody who's one of the writers on it, and I could have swore she said that it was coming, that it was going to be in like a day or 2. All right, well, maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe it's like, it's coming out. Psych.
Yeah. Oh.
You thought it was, yo.
But, well, that's weird because, like, if it was out and stuff, you would think, you know, it would have already been listed as like, hey, watch this on Comedy Central or whatever. But I don't know.
One would think, right?
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. Jeez. Boy, I look like a real idiot now.
Man, I look like a fucking asshole, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh.
Brian goes on a rampage.
Yeah. Oh. That really bugs me because I swear that it was coming out. All right, anyway, let's move on. If I find something,
Fair enough.
I'll update.
Fair enough.
Oh. No.
Wah, wah.
Oh.
As for stuff, I'll be honest, I'm out of stuff.
What?
I know, right? How about you? How's your stuff?
I've got not much, but I feel like I have something else here. Words. Yeah, you know, I guess. Oh, dude. So
Yes, sir.
you know how there's this wrestling promotion called AEW. I told you, you know, kind of been building over the last year-ish, 2 years.
Love the root beer.
No, that's A&W.
Oh, shit. My bad.
And you don't love their root beer. There's way better root beer than that.
There is way better root beer than that. Maumee Bay, for sure.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, this past week, Sting showed up.
Like from the police?
Yeah. No.
Holy shit. Who saw that coming?
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, I never thought he'd show his face in a wrestling ring, but here we are. No,
Right.
Sting, the wrestler that's like 61.
Yeah. How did he look? Like shit?
His hair's a whole scenario that it's a mess. But because it's thinned out and he's got an obvious bald spot, but he still.
Don't get me wrong. I'm pulling up images, bro.
Yeah, he's brushing it back to try to cover it. But dude, like when he wrestled against Triple H, oh my God, his hair was all over the place. It looked like he had bedhead rocking out. It was so bad. Like, you know, he's one of those guys that, and it's, you know, obviously, yeah, it's just not a good look.
I mean, he's
anymore.
been around.
Yeah, it's just not the look that it used to be, and you can tell it's not thick and luxurious like it was back when he was with the Wolfpack.
Right.
But when I saw him come out and stuff, I'm kind of like, I mean, he's fine on the mic and all this kind of stuff, but I'm like, God, he's not going to wrestle again, is he? Like, he's 61. What the? And it's like, I know there's some old dudes wrestling still. Like, you know, the Rock and Roll Express are still wrestling. But I was like, criminy.
I mean, Sting's got a house payment.
Yeah, I guess. Well, he had a short run with WWE, and you know, he went against Triple H at WrestleMania, and of course, you know, Sting had to eat the loss on that one because
Yeah.
they billed it as WWE versus WCW, and there's no way in hell Vince McMahon's going to make it look like WWE is inferior.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So, I mean, it had some cool moments, you know, like NWO guys came out and then DX guys came out, and that was kind of, you know, I was like, all right, great, y'all look old, but whatever. Anyway, so, like, Sting shows up, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe they're going to bring him as more of a, like, figurehead kind of guy or something, you know, or maybe he'll show up and just, you know, and of course, you know, he you know, pulled his bat out and, you know, was threatening or whatever. But
Big bat stuff.
But then I was reading earlier today that apparently Chris Jericho thinks that those two can have a dream match. And I'm like, Jericho, you're like 50. He's 61. There's no
do you like beating up on the elderly, Jericho?
There is no dream match to be had here. Listen, I love Chris Jericho. You know that. I've been a fan of his for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, Sting is, you know, I like Sting, but I was never like the biggest Sting fan. But it was like, at this age, what kind of match are you going to put together? Like, I just don't, you know, because every time old guys start wrestling each other, they got to do like a falls count anywhere or a street fight because that way they don't actually have to wrestle, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I just, no, you know, like, it's
Well,
like
what
Undertaker, you know? It's the same thing. It's like, dude, you're done. Please stay done.
What if they do falls count anywhere, and Sting's back in the green room or whatever, in the locker room.
Yeah.
And he's sitting down, putting on his makeup, and then the match starts.
Jericho's on the
So
mic.
he's got like half his face painted.
Yeah, Jericho's on the mic, and he's like, "Get out here, Sting!" And Sting's like, "I'm trying to put my face on."
Hey, I'm still working here. I can't imagine being that old and having to put on full face paint.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
He's got to look at himself the whole time.
Yeah, it still looks.
What the fuck am I doing?
I mean,
with
at
my
least
life?
that still at least looks decent and stuff. But fuck, when I read that today, I'm like, in my head, I'm going, listen, if anyone can take two old guys and turn it into a good match, I do have faith in Jericho. He always seems to be, no matter his age, he seems to be able to find a way to reinvent himself and make himself relevant in the wrestling world. But that's got to run out sometime, because at some point everyone's going to go, dude, you're 100.
Yeah, stop it.
We're done. Enough. Go on, do commentary. Because honestly, I think that's where Jericho's doing most of his best work now. Every once in a while they pop him on commentary and he's great.
I'm just confused.
Yeah. The other thing I don't get is this reminds me in ways of TNA, or even going back one more before that, WCW, to where it was like, oh, we don't have certain talents, so we're going to take washed up guys and we're going to pay them too much money probably and hope we get something out of them. I don't know, man. I know, they have this thing, they show this, all the lights go out, and you know how it is in wrestling. When the lights go out, it's either a return or a debut, because surprise. Or ISIS, yeah, wait. So, the lights go out, and then things come up, and you hear the, a crow going off, because, even though he claims he didn't take any inspiration from the crow, he totally stole that look from the crow.
Yeah, completely ripped off that look from the crow.
Yeah, I mean, it's different, but it's like the store version of the crow.
Yeah, exactly. It's the great value version of the crow.
Yeah. It's like, I'm the Raven.
Yeah, no, he already exists.
Yeah. Oh shit, you're right. He does exist. Yeah.
God damn it.
Anyway, I don't know. Maybe it's just the snarky wrestling fan in me, but I don't think it is. I think I'm at a point where I'm like, I think a lot of fans have let go of the childhood legend guys. Don't get me wrong; it's sad to see Undertaker retire. Still really, yeah, But it's like, I don't want to see Hulk Hogan come out and throw the gear on again. You know what I mean? No, I don't want to see Ric Flair wrestle again. It's like, let's just, even watching the last match that HBK had, I'm like, yeah, he can still go, but it's just not the same. He's slower.
It
it's
hits
just
a
not
point
the same.
where it's just like, why? Just stop.
Well, and the product has evolved. It's a fast-paced thing now. Guys are jumping all over the place, doing flippy doos and all that. And it's like, no.
Yeah, but Sting's gonna hit him with the fucking Stinger splash.
Yeah, put him in the
Scorpion Death Lock.
Mm-hmm. You mean the sharpshooter?
Well, yeah, and he's and whatever other things his old body can do. He's gonna hit him with the Stinger thigh kick because it's as high as he can get his foot.
Yeah. That's why I said that match he had with Triple H wasn't great. Don't get me wrong; a lot of people knock Triple H for not really being great in the ring, but it was like, it wasn't that good of a match. And yeah, aside from the nostalgia stuff, like I said, NWO and DX coming out. But again, you look at these guys and go, yeah, most of you got fat and old. So it's not the same as when you were the rebels of wrestling,
Yeah, it's like watching an old timers game.
Yeah, it was. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Now I want to start an old timers promotion where we do old timers WrestleMania and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly, right?
That'd be so bad.
It's the fucking Indianapolis Corn Shuckers versus the...
Yeah, go Shuckers.
Go Shucks.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, enough of that.
Yeah, they're all Brett Favre. They just don't want to let go.
Right. Who does, right? I mean, I understand it. It's probably tough to let go unless you're the Undertaker. And then he's like, no, really, have it.
Yeah. No, seriously, I'm done, guys.
Yeah. I guess I didn't know this. I heard this on Marty and Sarah Love Wrestling. I guess the Undertaker did a limited amount of cameos. And you're familiar with Cameo, right? Like where like you pay someone, they do a shout out for you. Basically, he did. I forgot how many he did, and they were $1,000 a pop. And it was like I think it was all for charity. But
oh my goodness.
And Marty on Marty and Sarah Love Wrestling, he like their last episode, he just kept doing like jokey, like Undertaker ones, and I was like, God, no. You know, like he was even like, God, he's like, you wish like Vince would just go to him and be like, listen, buddy, like, whatever the money you're gonna make off of this, I'll just give you. Can you just don't do this? Like,
yeah, please don't do this.
Don't ruin what we created here. Like, you know. Good shit though.
Wow, it almost makes you wish that like the Undertaker would just retire and you just never hear from him again.
Yeah, but on the other hand, you know, on one of the many interviews he's done, he did mention how part of the reason he's so open with everything now is for years he wasn't. You know, as we talked in here before, he was totally kayfabe. Excuse me, like I said, if he was in public, he was in all black. He barely did appearances. You know, he didn't break character really when he was out. So it got to where now he can finally like he really wasn't allowed to do what a lot of these guys and women love doing, which is interact with the fans. You know,
right?
So now he gets to because. You know, now he's just the beloved legend that they'll parade out every once in a while and the crowd will go stupid, you know? So it's, I can understand where he would want to go get all the adulations that, you know, and high five people and all the shit that he really wasn't allowed to do all those years.
The stuff he hasn't been able to do.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. But also,
but at the same time, cut it out.
Yeah. Knock it off, damn it.
Knock it off, bitch.
Yep. Unless you're going to start a podcast, then maybe. But even then, I have a feeling it wouldn't take him very long to where it wouldn't be all wrestling stories, and it'll be like he'll start going off the deep end about I don't know what, but it'll be something, and it'll just ruin it to where you're like, oh, dude, I can't like you anymore.
Can I talk to you guys about 5G? Like, oh, fuck.
Although I'm not going to lie, I so want to hear him do reads for his podcast.
All right.
Yeah. Like, hey, everyone, you know what really helps it when I've got a dead man in the morning? Blue Chew.
Blue Chew. You know what I line my coffin with? Brooklyn linens.
Fuck. Like, no, Taker, no.
Yeah.
HelloFresh is a great way of
Yeah. Me and the old lady, we mix up our meals. Yeah, that would be awful, wouldn't it?
Oh, man. On the other hand, I mean, I kind of want it, but yeah, it'd be so bad.
You guys like saving money? Because let me talk to you about Cash App and their boosts. Damn it, Taker.
God, Jesus. Like, what are you doing?
I'll be taking advantage of that, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, God. So bad. So bad.
It's terrible.
Like I said, but I also kind of want it.
I mean, a little bit, right?
I'm not going to lie. Because there's so many podcasts where, and I don't know if you remember, like I remember talking about this on the show forever ago about like when Mark Maron was doing Adam and Eve commercials on WTF, and I'm like, dude, this is not his thing. Like you can just tell, or Bill Burr sometimes, some of the shit he's done on his podcast, you know, he doesn't give a fuck about what he's talking about, you know?
No.
And you can just tell, because, you know, sometimes it's funny. Like when he does it, he usually will make it funny. Like Conan O'Brien does that too a lot of times. You can tell the ones, because he's, from all the stuff they talk about on the show, it sounds like he's pretty technically illiterate. And then there'll be something on there where it's talking about like cybersecurity and VPNs and whatnot. And he's supposed to be like, I use it all the time. You know, and his staff's kind of like, yes, you do. You never stop talking about it.
Keep looking at these pictograms, stupid.
Yeah, basically. You know, that's why I love when Bill Burr does the reads, and he'll be like, "Well, that at least that's what the copy says," and you know, just like shit. Because man, am I tired of hearing Blue Chew ads and some of these others. And for a while, it was like Casper or Picka Mattress Company and Purple and all these others. Yeah, and it's like it always seems to be like one that makes the rounds to all the podcasts. You know, and like I get it when they're all on the same network because, like, Westwood One or one of those kind of networks, they pretty much just have they just have the same commercials on all their shows.
Right.
But it's like, it reminds you of watching, Hulu, where you get the same two ads. You know, if you watch 4 hours worth of shows, you pretty much get the same two ads the whole time, and you're like, oh, enough.
Enough with this shite.
Like, I'm so tired of hearing them bastardize old dirty bastard. Wait.
Oh, that really upset me, I'll be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So, oh, shoot, I forgot to send you the link for it. Where is it?
Oh, what you got, Brian?
I'm trying to. There it is.
I can just do a Goog too. Just saying.
Yeah, that's true. It actually might be easier because the chat doesn't like to send things. Anywho, I have a shut up and
sucks.
I got to shut up and take my money for this week.
Well, what do we got here? So I can pull it up. Plus, we can do this.
Shut up and take my money.
Yeah.
Shut up and take my money.
All right, so I'm on Entertainment Earth here, and there's going to be, like, it's up for pre-order right now. It comes out in July, and it's a Mandalorian Nerf Ambient Phase Pulse Blaster. And it's pretty badass, because, it's pretty sweet. But obviously, inspired by the TV show and all that kind of whatnot. It shoots.
Oh, look at this fucking thing.
Yeah, actually shoots bullets and shit. The packaging's badass on the thing too. But it is $120, which is weird because I swear when I sent the link to myself yesterday, it was $100.
Interesting.
So either they made an error or the price went up real fast. Yeah, apparently this thing is 50 and a quarter inches long.
Well, as it should be. Let's be honest.
Yeah. But yeah, it comes with
that thing's pretty dope.
10 Nerf foam darts and requires some batteries because it makes pew pew noises, I'm assuming.
The old pew pew noises.
Yeah, there it goes. Makes screen accurate blaster sounds and has an electronic scope with an illuminated lens, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. This was someone posted this in one of the Twitter groups I'm in, and I was like, oh man, I want one of those. And then I saw the price, and I knew it was going to be probably like $100 because big Nerf guns are about $100 or so. So, and I was like, oh, I should have guessed higher because Star Wars.
Still very cool.
But very cool, yeah. I would very much still like to have one of these. The cool part is, like, they make shit like this, and then people are going to be able to, this is going to help out the cosplay community, too, because now they don't have to fabricate the gun. They can just buy this and paint it.
Repaint it, and then suddenly they have the old Mando sniper rifle.
Yep. So, yeah. Pretty good. So, yeah,
that's pretty sweet.
The link to that will be in the show notes if anybody's, interested in buying it. I was reading the word accurate on the screen.
Jeez. That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, they have a Mandalorian helmet, too.
Oh, yeah, they do. It's pretty sweet looking. I seen it. They had one at GameStop on display. So, like, out of the box on display. It was pretty cool. So,
for some reason, part of me wants something like that just so I can, like, wear it.
Right. Well, I was in GameStop the other day, and they have this. It's a Cobra Commander, like.
I don't know why.
Right? It's like it's totally a waste of money, but.
Oh, completely a waste of money.
Yeah, but also would look really cool. Yeah.
Oh, it could be amazing.
Yeah, I was in GameStop the other day. They have a Cobra Commander helmet. And at first I was like, oh, is that one you can wear? And I was like, oh, no, it's not. It's just like it might as well be a bust, kind of a thing. But, yeah, Because otherwise I was like, that'd be kind of cool. And I was like, I'd rather just have the hood anyway, because I prefer that Cobra Commander look. So.
I mean, the hood is dope. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the way I hear.
It is the way.
It is amazing how much Mandalorian stuff they've made. I mean, obviously it's a hit show and all that kind of shit. I mean, first of all, just so much of, was it Grogu or whatever? The child. Grogu, whatever. Ragu, I don't know.
Man, I love a good ragu.
Delicious, yeah.
Like Mama used to
make. But holy shit, have they made stuff for that? Because, you know, you gotta strike while the iron's hot there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it, the last season was, you know, right around Christmas time, and they had nothing because they didn't want to have any spoilers.
Yep.
You know, so this year, I've even seen, like, you know, the child cookie decorating kits and shit.
I saw, this one kind of made me laugh earlier today. I forgot what site. I think it was an ad on Instagram or something. And it's like a towel for little children's, and then a loofah that looks like the child's head. And I'm like, that's kind of weird, right? Like you're scrubbing nethers with like...
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, scrub these balls, Grogu.
Yeah. I feel like you're scrubbing the Grogu off your balls.
That's 100% accurate.
You know, that sounds like, you know, you're scrubbing the milky undertones from last week off, you know.
Damn milky undertones.
But fuck. Yeah, I was like, I get it, because, you know, like having a sponge or whatever that's cute, you know, you with the kid, they love it, I guess, or whatever, and then but still the idea of like, okay, you know, now I'm actually going to wash you with the face of this thing.
Yeah, prepare for the anus.
All of a sudden you just see his hand, you know, and he's like, nah, you know, like spoiler alert, like the fireball, you know, he's like, no.
Oh no.
Oh no, I ain't going in there.
We ain't doing that.
Yeah, there's so much stuff though. Like I feel like every time I go in a store, there's like new, like the child stuff, and again, I get it because I've also watched a lot of it fly off the shelves. So I get it.
Still,
but even the Mando stuff, like the Funko Pops. And again, there's a ton of the child ones, but there's a bunch of just Mandalorian ones, you know, that have blown up. I pre-ordered Target yesterday, had a Moff Gideon with the Darksaber, and the Darksaber glows in the dark, and I'm like, how can I not get this? You know? Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, I wish it was a different character maybe holding it, because, you know, whatever, but that's still pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Darksaber.
Yeah, and it glows in the dark. Like, sweet.
Yeah, pretty dope.
Yep. So
pretty sweet there, buddy.
Agreed. Yep. All right. Well, that's all I got. So I guess we can jump into the Q of the W. Uh-oh. Boy, I wish everybody could see this picture where it froze of Tony, because I feel like he's mid-yawn or he's sucking an imaginary dick. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. I'm clearly just talking to myself at the moment. Oh, are you there? Wow, it's freezing up. So yeah, it definitely froze up. So yeah. Anyway, I think we've got everything sorted. Yeah.
Thanks, Skype. Shit.
Seriously, that was one of the worst bits
that was bad.
In a while. Yeah. That was really bad. All right. Well, anyway, let's
no bueno.
Let's do some Q of the W.
So yeah, like I was saying, last week we asked you guys what event divided your life into before and after. I got nothing on Facebook.
What?
I know, right?
Nothing?
No, I honestly couldn't find the post.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I forgot to post it.
That's why I was like, I don't know if it didn't get posted or if it's just lost in the abyss. Because sometimes people are like, oh, but I answered. It's right here. And I'm like, oh, sorry, bro.
Yeah. No,
how bad?
After thinking about it, I might have missed it because I was kind of tired when I was posting
whatever.
stuff.
But Bruce Stern, he says BK and AK spawn. I'm assuming he means before kids and after kids.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Yes.
Which makes a ton of
And
sense.
then makes a ton of sense. That's what mine basically was too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then our pal Big Dev, he says, up until COVID-19, I would have said September 11th, the year of the unchecked pan strong contender, depending on the next few years will look like.
Yeah, fair enough.
So it was either September 11th or it's current.
Right. Which is understandable because both of them were very big events in the country and stuff. So yeah, this is more of a world scope than the other one was. I mean, the other affected people worldwide, but this is a whole different ballgame.
It's a whole different situation.
But either way, yeah, I can understand either way.
And then Philip, he says, I would say before dating my ex, learned that my own self-worth isn't worth sacrificing to ensure that she was happy or whatever. So the after is what led to where I am now, married for 4 years and together for over 6, and some, but doing a whole hell of a lot better in communicating when I feel like I'm not being heard or appreciated kind of things. Still not perfect, but in a whole lot better space, and all it took was a shitty relationship to learn that.
Yeah, well, sometimes the road's bumpy, but yeah, I got nothing.
Sometimes you're in the dark forest. Yep. I got nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't know. All right.
But
Good
yeah,
answer,
that's all I got, my guy.
All right. I was just looking on Twitter because I really thought someone answered, and I cannot so much find it. So if someone did answer, I'm really sorry because I can't find it. I do, however, had, if it's going to open, there we go, have one from Cheeto Bandito. And he said, the most obvious one is the birth of my daughter. And I think anyone that has children will agree that's a very defining moment in their life. Another defining moment for me, if I may hobby this, was getting diagnosed with testicular cancer. The diagnosis, surgery, the radiation treatments, I came out of the other side of all that a bit different than when I went in, both mentally and physically, obviously. Yeah, I would say that that certainly qualifies for a hobbying, because
yeah.
I'll
allow it.
Yeah. Because both of those I'm sure were very before and after periods of life.
Yes.
So, all right.
Absolutely.
Yep. Okay. Well, that's all I got because I don't see any others. I just looked through our mentions again, but unless there's
unless it's there somewhere, huh?
Yeah, unless there's like a glitch in Twitter or something, which could always happen.
I mean, probably possible if the shit we've been dealing with.
Yeah. It doesn't look like
saying.
It though, because like the stuff I'm looking at, it goes far enough back that I can see the one that I read on the show last week from Twitter, so I don't think so. Anyway,
fair.
Well, let's do one for this week. Okay, I guess the page decided to load again, even though I just loaded it. 1 through 25.
Okay. Oops, my bad. Hey Siri, pick a number between 1 and 25.
It's 5.
It's 5.
Is it? All right. Johnny 5 is alive. Oh, shit. I didn't delete last week's. That's really funny because last week's was the one that got picked again. It was number 5.
Oh. Guess we want to double down on that shit.
Geez, Siri, quit giving us number 5. Get original.
I know, right? Well, last week I used Alexa. I figured I'd change it up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot you did. Yeah.
Alexa's like pissing me off and stuff, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, you'll have that.
All right. Do you want to pick another number
or? We'll just go 6. She's
actually,
adding 1 to it.
Okay. Because actually, I was just looking and I'm pretty sure that there was another that I missed getting rid of.
You son of a bitch, Brian. How dare you?
All right.
That's it. It's over. You're dying.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It's all over.
Yeah. I had a run.
You had a run.
I don't know if I'd call it good, but it was a run.
It was definitely a run.
All right. The government reveals that one species of animal isn't actually from Earth and are in fact an alien. What animal do you think it is? I mean, I feel like there's only one answer to this.
I mean, truth be told, I'm going like octopus.
Oh, okay. That's not the one I would have picked, but I can understand. It does kind of look
Because them mugs
space-like.
are fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, and they do
They're,
some weird
like,
shit.
smarter than they should be. They can camouflage themselves in like
Yeah.
rocks and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They shoot
They got
ink.
weird, creepy beaks.
Yeah, that's true. They do. They
Fuck
creep me
those
out,
guys.
man. I'm not gonna lie. Octopuses. I'm not gonna say octopi because that's not right.
Yeah.
Octopuses creep me the fuck out.
Yeah, they're weird.
Yeah, I've been to some various aquariums, and every time it's like they look at you, and you're just like, "Well, looking." It's like they're looking through you. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, what is going on here? I don't
I
like
think
it.
it's the perfect, like, H.P. Lovecraft horror. That's why it's tentacles and all that shit,
Yep. Yeah. All right. I can live with that. I was going to just say the platypus because look at the fucker.
Oh, fair enough.
I mean, it just doesn't. I mean, obviously it's got qualities of various things, but it also doesn't look like it belongs here. Do you know what it reminds me of? Is, oh God, it'd be like if, like, on various TV shows where they're like, okay, we're in like this area. Now we need to blend in. Like in Avatar, when they go to the fire country and they put the costumes on and they stand out because they think they're being all cool, but they
look so ridiculous.
Yeah,
they stand out.
Right. I think that's kind of it, to where it's like, if you looked around a zoo and you're like, okay, who's the narc? My eyes are on that platypus. I'm watching that sumbitch, because I feel like he's wearing a wire.
I mean, let's be honest. It's pure Letterkenny line right there. I made a spare parts there, eh, bud?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, pure spare parts.
Just something about it, man. I just don't trust it.
That's fair.
Yep. So there you go.
Fuck that octopus. That's what I say.
You can go ahead and do that if you want. I'm sure there's videos of that on Pornhub, probably. Well, maybe not, because it's probably illegal.
Maybe not. You gotta go to the dark web.
Yeah, I was gonna say actually that's probably illegal. So yeah.
Yeah, I need to use one of my Undertaker sponsored VPNs.
Oh man, god damn it! Wish I had the money to have Undertaker do reads for our show.
That'd be hilarious, wouldn't it?
I also wish we had reads, but
Also, that would be cool too.
Yeah.
You're listening, advertisers. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop bothering us.
Yeah. Yeah, we keep deleting your email.
Please stop showing up at our homes. Oh,
exactly.
Man. All right.
We'll show 'em.
Well, there you go. I guess that's the episode. And, as usual, we'll say, hey, why don't you head on over to saltylanguage.com? Show it some love. Rub its tender nethers.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Go on.
That's terrifying.
I know, right?
Website
Go to our website. Milk out a soggy.
Wouldn't it be funny if we, if there was like a weird game on the site where you could, twiddle its tender nethers? Be very strange.
I mean, if I knew anything about that, I would get it going.
Yeah.
But I sure don't know anything about that.
Yikes. Yeah. Anyways, head over there. All the show links are there, our past episodes. You can find the network that we're part of.
It's, of course, this one.
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Tangent Bound Entertainment.
Yeah.
Wait. Nope. Tangent Bound
Network.
See, I crossed them. I just didn't. I just crossed the wrong part this time. Normally, I cross the first part if I screw it up.
I really got to go to like a lyrics website and find a song that's got tangent in it.
Yeah. It's probably going to be
but it's not going to be nearly as fun as.
Danger!
Yeah.
Just saying.
No.
Danger!
Absolutely not. It won't be.
Yeah.
But hey, what are you going to do?
It's okay.
Tell Mark to change Tangent Bound Network to Danger just so it fits our drop.
Yeah, like I need you to change the name of the network to the Danger Bound Network.
Right. Or the Danger Something Network. We don't even care past that point.
Yeah, no, we just need Danger
in the
title
Danger
somewhere.
in it, yeah.
Yeah.
What a weird request. check that network out. You know, you may find some other shows you enjoy on the network. And, anyways, if you want to reach out to us, you can obviously go to the website. But if not, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
You can find me at Monotony, although you're better off looking on Instagram or I guess, Salty Language on TikTok as well, Brian.
Right. I'm at Stunami.
And I mean, to be fair, due to some of my coworkers, I have been using Snapchat again.
Oh, boy.
So, I mean, if you really want to reach out, we're Salty Language
You guys send it.
Pod.
Jeez, I don't remember.
I think it is on Snapchat.
Yeah,
I don't remember
well,
anymore.
the code's on the website.
The Snap codes are actually on our website for
Right.
both of ours.
There you go.
But I don't expect me to post anything. It's basically a group chat.
Definitely don't expect me to post anything. I couldn't tell you the last time I posted on Snapchat.
Yeah, but Salty Language on TikTok because it's a new up and coming thing, and I'm the old guy on there, so
True.
I'm just still trying to figure out how to use it.
I
Besides
believe-
putting DMX to everything
I believe you mean on the TikTok.
on the TikTok.
Yeah, because you're old, so you have to say the beforehand.
Yeah,
It's
you
just-
are correct.
Yeah, it's in the guild code. Yeah,
It is in the guild code,
This
code
is-
of old.
this
Code
is-
of old.
This is the way. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, I think this is the way.
No, it's over here. Trust me, it's over here.
Are you sure? I think it's. Oh boy! All
Yeah.
right. So yeah, there you go. I think that's all the links, all
do
the
believe
things.
so.
All right. Well, there you go. So until next week, have a beer. You'll be fine.
Stay soggy. Stay salty.
Yee. Yeah, don't
know,
stay
right?
soggy. That's gross. I
It
feel
is
like there'd be a
gross.
chafing situation, and yeah,
oh
you know,
boy, would it? Yeah,
that's
you like rough thighs. That's
Yeah.
how you get rough thighs.
that's just a no good idea right there for sure.
You like roughed up ball skin.
And who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
But wait, there's more.
You like chapped labia, which I guess you could just throw some chapstick down there or something.
Sure, why not, right? I don't know if
Yeah.
that's probably not recommended.
Hey, it says you put it on your lips, buddy.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Dump.
Oh boy. All right.
All right.
Well,
It's the last few minutes of the show, so it gets the filthiest, right?
It's true, and it's just completely off the rails. So
Yeah, completely off the rails.
Yeah. I'm stalling because I don't have a good end line. I was trying to think, I don't even have a title for the episode. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do here. So.
I mean, you'll figure it out. You're a smart boy.
Sure.
You were voted most likely to be smartest boy.
most likely to end an episode of Salty Language.
Exactly.
Oh, how
Oh,
convenient.
wow, that's so weird.
Oh. And that was in high school, you say? That was a long time ago. Oh boy. All right. Well, yeah, I don't know. Be excellent to each other, I guess. I don't know.
San Dimas High School football.
Yep. San Dimas rules.